that do you feel like that the Jimmy Fallon twist caused this?
Oh my goodness. I think that, and to go a little bit sciencey on you, I think the Jimmy Fallon twist was the enzyme, you know? So enzymes, for people who don't know, it kind of speeds chemical reactions. So instead of something taking 5 minutes, it takes 5 seconds. So I think that the pieces moving for Christian to be booted were already being put in place, but with the Jimmy Fallon twist giving him this vote that everyone knew he had, it made it maybe from happening maybe at the next tribal or the next 2 tribals to this tribal.
Yeah, that's a good theory. My thought on it is that, and maybe you're right. Maybe that they were going to put more of the votes on Rick, and he was going to be the backup vote, and then Rick Devens, when he doesn't have an actual idol, is going to get out of the game, and people are going to be like, "Stupid Devens didn't play his idol, tried to bluff us." But maybe the extra vote on Christian helped make it be him. But I think even if he did that puzzle on the journey and he puts a vote in the urn for Ozzy, I think he probably still goes home in this episode.
You know, I'm gonna be like an American, and when I hear something I don't like, just pretend it actually never was heard.
Wait, we do that? We do that?
I hear.
When did we ever do that? We never did that.
But I do.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I can't say that. I can't say with my full conscience that if the Jimmy Fallon twist didn't happen, Christian would be here another day. But I also can't say the Jimmy Fallon twist wasn't a catalyst for a part of this, you know?
Mm-hmm. I just don't think that this was necessarily like, I don't think that this was a game-breaking twist. And we just watched the episode. I don't know what the response is going to be. I know the audience, you didn't like it, right? Mm-hmm. But if somebody you did like, if a person you didn't like, and I'm not going to say names, ended up, if that person got voted out, would you like this? Yeah. So it's hard to say because you're biased.
Yeah. I like a self-aware audience, though,
yeah,
you know?
But that's okay.
It's like we were, because I can't lie. I was like, I love the Phoenix coconuts. I love the coconut cereal with the coconut twist, you know? So you love it when it happens to the people you love. You hate it when it happens to the people you love. I think I mixed it up. I got lost somewhere.
Yeah, that's okay. I'd love to just talk a little bit about Christian as we look back at what he did in this season, because he had a great run, right?
Oh, so good.
And only one person is going to win the game, but I really think that he came in and he did so much, and I think that he really elevated his status as a Survivor player to go from like one of the great quirky characters to, I think he's really on that like elite level of, not necessarily as one of the greatest players of all time, but just like a top of mind all-time character that's ever been on the show.
Christian was great, and then I think that a blessing as well for us, the viewers, was that he went to every single tribal in pre-merge.
Yeah.
So we got to see a lot of him, which I know that was, at least for me, I'm like, oh, I get to see him every week. And now, even though he's gone, it's like when you finish a piece of cake, and it was a perfect size. You're like, I wish I had more cake, but I'm happy with the cake that I've had.
Yeah. Or a macaron. Yeah. In honor of Christian. You know, his story, I think, also bookends in like a very poetic way, because we first meet Christian in Survivor David versus Goliath on the boat in the opening challenge. And what does he do in the introduction to us? A puzzle. And ultimately, a puzzle, in a way, is part of the ending to his story. So I do think that there is some symmetry there in terms of like how he came into Survivor and how he probably goes out, but you never know if he plays again. But for now, certainly a bookend to his story, and it was such an emotional moment for him when he didn't end up doing it, because I think that we all thought when he walked onto that barge and you saw a puzzle and you were like, yes, this is in Christian's wheelhouse, he's got this. I bet he was thinking that too.
yeah, I know walking. I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, what advantage is he gonna get? I'm like, oh, it's Jimmy Fallon. I'm like, oh, he's gonna get this vote. I wonder how. And I was already in my mind thinking about, oh, who's he gonna vote for? Is it gonna be Ozzy? Is he gonna do another shot of the dark thing? Like, is he like? And then in my mind, he already won. And I think it was that sadness of him losing as well too. And I know, and I'm assuming that everyone in the audience here wasn't like, Christian, you idiot, you lost. It was like, I'm so sorry, but I understand how it could happen.
Yeah. Well, you don't lose things, but I can tell you as somebody who's lost a few times, like, I know that I really resonated with that so much about that lesson that he wants to impart on his son Michael, and he talked about him there and in his closing words of, it's not what happens to you when, I wish I could remember exactly what he said, when the bad things happen to you, it's how you respond to it that really he wants to impart. And I think it's just a great lesson to take away, because so much of Survivor is defeat and pain. Again, you don't know, but it is. You don't think Mike White is celebrating tonight, right?
I heard he's throwing a party to gloat about.
He's having a party, and we know who's not invited. All right, so Gabby, how are you doing tonight?
I have never hated a late night host more than I hate Jimmy Fallon tonight.
You blame Jimmy.
I'm blaming Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I just want to get the record straight. Wasn't your season, and you guys can fact check me, the first season without swimsuits?
Yeah.
And wasn't that also Jimmy Fallon?
No. I think that was Tyler Perry. I think that was
burnt our
Tyler
crops.
Perry.
Tyler Perry.
Oh.
Easily mixed up.
Yeah, that was Tyler Perry.
I'm fine if we want to blame Jimmy Fallon for everything bad that's ever happened on
I hear he
Survivor.
cut it to 26 days.
Yeah. Jimmy Fallon did invent one thing previously on Survivor, that he invented the Rob and Sandra booth in season 39.
I don't get it.
He did. That's not a joke. He did.
He did?
Yeah.
He's just full of great ideas.
He's got a lot of
Jimmy
ideas.
Fallon.
He's got a lot of ideas. I thought this was supposed to be in the hands of the fans. This is like a lot of celebrities.
Yeah.
Let's. I want to talk about, this was a historic night that we all were together here for, because tonight was the first time ever that Jeff did a challenge. And I loved it.
Yeah.
Marianne, what was your reaction to Jeff doing the challenge?
I loved it. And I loved how immediately when you saw him lock in on the challenge, he completely forgot how to host. Like, he's like, wait, who dropped? Oh my gosh, what's happening? What's going on? He got really into it. And I think it was cathartic to see the players finally roast him the way that this man, I want to tell you, he roasts still as mean as in the earlier seasons. They just kind of bloop, 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 bloop. That man is still mean. So to see it,
Yeah.
I was so happy. And you got a shout out.
Yes, that Christian, I could have sworn that I heard him say to Jeff, and I don't know if this was binding, but Jeff was really going through it. He said, Christian said, I believe, hey Jeff, at the end of the season, I get to do an interview that is going to be over an hour long, and if I beat you, I get to go as long as I want. And I don't know if Jeff agreed to that. Is that binding? What do you think?
I think, and if there was a lawyer who was Canadian from Winnipeg who could help me.
Yes.
But I do think that contracts under coercion are allowed, at least in Survivor.
Oh. Because you were the last deep dive that I've ever did.
It's true. And I was like 2 of them.
It is true. So that, look, it keeps my schedule better, but I would love to talk to Christian for as many hours as possible. Gabby, what'd you think about the Jeff doing the challenge?
It was more entertaining than I thought, genuinely. The perception of time on Survivor is so wild. And you hear players say this, they're like, we felt like we were out there for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I feel like we just got that debunked tonight because Jeff was like, how long have I been out here? And the producer said 7.5 minutes.
I think at one point he was like 6 minutes. He's like, what? 6 minutes?
And it seemed like 10 minutes had passed between when he said 6 minutes and when they checked back in, it was 7.5 minutes.
I thought Jeff was gonna come in and kick the survivors' asses. Like I thought Jeff was like, yeah, I'm really good at this.
He's fully fed.
He's fully fed.
He had time to practice. He had time to probably get tips from the dream team, and he got beaten by Suri.
Oh, but no,
he beat Suri. He beat Suri.
There was 11 people, and he beat 4, so that means that's 7? Is that good math?
Yes, he beat Rizzo, Emily,
Suri.
Rick, and Suri.
Yeah.
I think Rick kind of dropped out though, because I think that Riz God was trying to host the challenge, and even Jeff was like, I think we need Rick Devens to host the challenge. And Rick's like, okay, I'm gonna drop out. Oh, I slipped. And then he just wanted the hosting audition.
Mm-hmm. Maybe just Jeff doesn't have good grip strength. Like he might physically have it, but that's a very grip strength challenge where if you're not able
That's what Charlie said.
Yeah. So Charlie would have beat Jeff.
You don't think Jeff tanked it, do you?
No. No,
he would have wanted to win. The only thing that makes me think that
really
is that then I think that he was probably like, okay, I'll do this in the beginning of the challenge because that's the boring part when everybody's just standing there. But then when it gets down to where I have to actually call it, I'll already be out. But maybe he thought that like, okay, well, there were 4 people that were going to probably outlast him anyway, so he would have been out. Because then he jumps in towards the end. He's like, all right, now we're being serious. Okay, now fun's over. I got to call the end of this. So I thought maybe there was a chance, but it was just so fun. I loved it.
It was definitely better than like negotiating for who's gonna sit out.
Yes,
it was a fun twist.
You were at the first Rice negotiation.
Oh, I was, yeah.
Yes.
We got a great deal in hindsight. So
Nobody had to beat Jeff in the challenge.
No, and only one person sat out. Honestly, people dragged Angelina for her negotiation skills, but it ended up being pretty good.
It's still a part of the show. It's baked in now.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, this game, it was a great moment where she's talking about how all of her alliances, and she's aligned with every single person that's on the beach right now, and she's going to decide which way she wants to go. I thought that and this was in the opening, she caught such a break. Marianne, the tribal council, the live tribal council, I thought that by Rick and Christian playing that fake idol, that she was really able to hide. It was her move to take out Coach and Chrissy, and she was able to get no blood on her hands for that.
It was so perfect, to go 20% Gabler, she just went right under. And
not all the way down.
Not all the way, just a little under. It's that thing. It's a chaos is a ladder. People were worried about Suri, and then Rick Devens is this Rick Devens thing that we previously talked about, and then now suddenly everyone hates Rick, and not only that, no one cares about the public idols anymore. They care about this publicer idol who is even more because they're like, we just need to get Rick out, and Suri's like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that Suri is so good because if you look at Christian, he's had an amazing run. Shout out to Christian. He deserves everything he got. He is the best. And he was controlling much of the season, but he made one key mistake of going to the wrong person about Ozzy. But Suri knows who to go to and who not to go to. And she knew that Jonathan was exactly the right person. And, all props to Suri.
That was insane. What was in the minds of the people who were going to Suri and saying Ozzy? Like, what did they think the dynamic was? I genuinely don't understand.
They only watched Micronesia.
They are not working together.
It's really wild, and maybe Suri in her private conversations with them is really bad-mouthing Ozzy because you have them, they were on the same starting tribe with Suri, but Ozzy was there too. And I don't know why that they seem to think that, Ozzy is on the bottom, Suri's not working with him. And they just feel like that Suri is locked in with them.
I think it's a pattern we see in returning seasons because this also happened in Second Chances. No one knew that Tasha and Raymond, previously Spencer, were working together. Everyone thought they were just these two people on the season, and it's
including your know-it-all.
I don't know what you want me to do with that.
And I think it's so interesting because you have Aubrey being like, I am not associated with Rick at all. They didn't even play together, right? They just were on Edge together for a bit, and then that's it. Then no one cares about Suri and Ozzy, who they've been playing together since the dawn of time.
I think it's the main character energy, and especially on this season where most of these people were the main character, one of the main characters on their season, and it's very hard to like empathize and think about like what's Suri doing. They're like, oh, she's with me, and they all think that. But what she's doing really well with her group is letting Devins take the lead, letting him be the main character, which is really hard when you've seen yourself on TV and you've seen the reception. And she is so good at stepping back and letting other people be the main character of their own story, knowing that she's playing Survivor to win, not to make TV.
Franny, in your season, there were 3 people that were kind of in the middle while the other sides were going back and forth. Is there any similarities?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are in that, I was thinking about this when you were talking, Marianne, about second chances too. I think at the beginning of the season, you think a lot about, who started on the same tribe, who maybe worked together in a previous season, and you take those relationships very seriously and put a lot of weight into them. But then suddenly you merge, you think you've got good rapport with somebody, and then you just get so clouded by your relationship and you lose the weight of the relationships that existed before. That happened to me on my season. I was like, hey, Carson and Carolyn like me pretty good. They don't like that Jam Jam guy.
Give it up for Jam Jam.
Yeah!
I'd love to hear everybody cast what they would say if they were going to vote for themselves. You want me to start?
Yeah.
Rob. This kills me. It hurts me more than it hurts you. You're the greatest player of all time. I had to do it. You're such a threat. This is why you're the greatest player to never win.
You've been sitting on that all night. That was great.
Vote for yourself, Marianne.
Yeah. Finally, we'll get some sleep on this island. All we do is hear you talk and laugh and talk and laugh. And finally, there will be some peace because you can't speak as a jury member. Love you and hope I get your vote.
Franny, I'm voting for you because there's a hot piece of ass waiting for you at Ponderosa.
Wow. Get it, girl.
Omi, you've built a career putting things down. It's time to do it to yourself.
Kevin, I can hear your every thought, and I've had enough.
All right. Wow. It was great. Great job, everybody. Anything else from the episode that any of you guys want to say here?
I have 2 things to say. One,
Please.
Mr. Rob. Jonathan did a great job tonight.
How is Jonathan doing?
It's really good.
Yeah.
I thought that he did a great job tonight as well. Suri did start the ball, but that was in his best interest too, and I think we have to give him props for that. I think that might have been Jonathan's best move over 2 seasons. Would we agree on that? Oh, okay.
No, I'm thinking about what he's done. I think that was good. Yeah. And he finally got to do his stealing move he's wanted to do since our season.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And then the other thing
You guys a bit jealous?
Actually, no, the longer he's there, the ego part of me is like, thank God 42 is still relevant when he's here, you know?
I'm not jealous of voting out Christian. Look at this tepid response to that. And then the other thing is that if you look at the Jimmy Fallon, like, fuck Jimmy Fallon, right, Gabby? Where are you at? Jimmy Fallon killed a national treasure in Christian. Billie Eilish killed a Canadian national treasure in Genevieve. Zach Brown, is that his name? Whatever.
Yeah, yep.
He killed our ears.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that fish, but no.
Yeah, Zoom killed Camilla, our queen. And what is Mr. Beast going to do? I'm not ready for it.
Celebrities have to be stopped. This is out of control.
Who killed Camilla?
Zoom.
Zoom.
That's a
Zoom.
corporation.
I thought you said
The web conferencing tool.
You said the zoo. It's like
More of a
Remember
WebEx
when
guy.
they brought the zoo onto the episode?
I'm on Teams.
yeah.
And I do think it's crazy that him and Ozzy have public idols, but they're all looking at Devin's, and his is fake. So that's crazy.
Yeah. Marianne, I think that there's something to be said with the new era where I really think that you played, listen, I can go on and on and on, but you played your idols so perfectly in your season where that you really showed that the best move you could make in the new era is to like have the idol that's a secret and be able to, hold it up at the end. I didn't even need to use this. And for people who are making these big shows, the other players don't like it.
Yeah, I think it also is important to say that those idols were de facto public idols, right? So for Rizzo and Ozzy, everybody knew that they had their idol. But like in future things, like you almost did it with the, and this sounds really shady. I'm so sorry. with the knowledge is power, where it's like you have. No, it's all good. You did the best you have with the information.
One season away. We still have PTSD.
Yeah, that's why I said. But I think it's like a lot of times, especially like depending on how flash. If you're going to be flashy, it can't just be flashy for flash. There's got to be substance too.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're for why am I? Rick Devens, I don't know why I brain farted there. For Rick, if he gets flashy with this idol, be like, I got it, ha 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 ha, and it actually was a real idol, and then he played it, or he played it and it was fake, and he said, I did this to move votes on me, I think people would be less annoyed than if he did this big thing, and in their mind, he now has this real idol, right? Or like when I told my idol in the end, it had flash about like, this is it, ha ha ha, but now the idol is done, it's dead, so there was a purpose to the flash.
Yeah. And I think that that's probably part of the reason why people were frustrated with Rizzo in your season, right? Because he would always have the idea, like, maybe I'm going to play it, maybe I'm not going to play it. Like, people don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know if it flew well with the jury.
But this time this time he has an idol, and he's not really flashing it to everybody. It's just like, okay, people know he has the Billie Eilish Boomerang idol, and like if anything, he's trying to make people forget that he has it.
But I think that's good that it talks to Rizzo adapting to the situation as well. I think that he's a super fan. He can tell you the final three of every single season, and so I think that him really reading the people that he's playing with, I think he realizes he can't do that. Like he's already playing with a jury that's primarily OGs, and so I think this is a really good social read on him.
Christina, I've never asked you this question, but how long did you hide your idol in your hair for? Right? Like you pulled tell us about that.
2 seconds. I put that in when I was voting.
But where did you hide it throughout? Like, did you hide it in your backpack, in your
I hid
pocket?
it in my bra, and then I also hid it in my bag, but somebody on this stage went through my bag and found it. But we're on season 50, right?
Where'd you hide your idol?
I hid it in my bag, and then going to tribal.
Yes.
I would loop it in my underwear, and like a tampon string. So if anyone saw it, no one would ask about it if they saw a string. And then I would then put it in my pocket for tribal.
Okay.
That's amazing. And that's why you're the winner.
Yes.
Season 42.
I just have to say, for any future players, I would suggest to always keep your shot in the dark in your pocket or in your sock, because sometimes when you're at tribal council and you can kind of feel as though things are going down a slippery slope, but then you have your shot in the dark in your backpack and you are kind of I don't want to cause a scene and pull my shot in the dark out of my backpack. So always keep it in your pocket when you're going to tribal council.
Yeah. Brandon, what did you make of all this tonight?
I really liked the montage of Jeff yelling at people.
Yes.
In Shonda's. Nobody has ever been more thrilled to not be included while I'm doing my job. What a gas the night out, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Jeff didn't trash talk you when you were trying to get back onto the boat, right?
No, he had empathy at that point, but I think within 48 hours from them, he was kind of
Yeah, because I think in the montage, all of the shots that they showed of Jeff were all like young Jeff from like the teens and 20s of Survivor.
Yeah,
It's
we had
like
an Alicia Rosa mention. Exactly, that's appropriate. And then we had, I guess, a couple others.
there was
by name.
multiple from One World. It
Yeah.
was like I guess that might have been one of Jeff's most like crankiest seasons.
Can I also?
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Can I also say? Can we go through together communally the people that Jeff shouted out doing the challenge? Because I
Sure.
think it's a wide array of people.
Sure.
Ends with his mom, which is very, very nice. We start with a woman who does the laundry, is what he says. Unclear.
I
if
thought that
that's
was his daughter.
Quick on the clip.
Wait, he said
Laundry.
he said his daughter who does the laundry?
I think that the thing that he says previously to that is like Gabler and he shouted out his kids, and so I'm gonna do that. And I thought the first person he said, I took that was one of his kids.
Oh, I heard somebody who does the laundry.
I
Which
took it
is
as
like-
he has a child who does a lot of laundry.
Listen. And then we get Zach Brown
Yes.
next to whoever does the laundry, in sequentially of importance. And then we get Coach Ralston, Little League Baseball coach,
Yeah.
which sounds like an idle phrase that perhaps you had to read at some point. And then we get to, I think that might be it.
He said the state of Kansas.
Kansas. And shout out to everybody
That-
from Kansas here.
Fiji Airways. Yes, thank you.
Airways.
Yeah.
Didn't shout out Billie Eilish, am I right?
Yeah.
Do you think Jeff?
Solidarity.
Yeah.
Do you think Jeff
Out
almost?
of the celebrity twist so far, Jimmy Fallon is my favorite. You're not gonna do Genevieve like that.
Yes. Marianne, what are you saying?
I was gonna say, do you think Jeff almost shouted out Mr. Beast, but realized, oh no, that's tomorrow. You know, shout out. What's his birth name?
Jimmy Donaldson.
Jeremy.
Jimmy.
Oh, he's also Jimmy.
He's also Jimmy.
So maybe he almost messed up and did both the Jimmys. You know, shout out to Jesus.
There's a couple people who would have been thrilled with a Jesus mention, I think, in that challenge.
Mr. JF.
We could do some creative writing here with this team, with this panel here. And you know that Jimmy Fallon on his show, one of the things he likes to do is he likes to write thank you notes to people. And I thought that maybe we could write some thank you notes to the participants in Survivor for entertaining us yet again here tonight.
50?
Are we
50 contestants?
are we able to do that? Can we let me say. Thank you, Emily Flippin, for not keeping the secret recipe for making rice. Okay.
We need more energy
Yeah.
for the jokes.
Yeah.
We need more energy
Okay.
for the jokes.
All right, okay. All right. Thank you. I think the music's getting a little loud also. I think it's just like a backdrop. Thank you to the sound team. Thank you to Jonathan's pants for teaching us that you can work together if you're not cut from the same cloth. Because it's many different cloths that come together to make Jonathan's pants. All right. Are you want more? All right. Thank you to Riz God Socks. Thank you to Riz God Socks for being always more high than Ozzy was on 420. Okay. All right.
Shout
real
out
quick.
Zane.
Yeah. Thank you, Zach Brown, for not effing over any of our faves with your. You only screwed the fans.
I've been really happy, really good. Anything else from you guys?
No, I Bear Grylls threw everything that I had off.
I did know how to follow that up.
I had 5 thoughts before Bear Grylls, but I'll pass back over.
It was a sad night, but we were all here together to be part of it. And that's what it's about here in the Survivor community.
Sure.
We lose our faves. We mourn together. We'll be back next Wednesday.
I wonder about how Dee was in Ponderosa for this one day with Coach and Chrissy.
This is why we need Ponderosa videos. Guys.
I know this is why we need Ponderosa, because I'm like, I really wanted to see how, who, what, when, where, why, how in that.
Do you think the coach is having the Dragons part 2?
Well, can we talk about that? Did anybody notice Coach's jury silver suit? Like looks like he's gonna host Deal or No Deal at some point.
And not for anything, if you go back and watch it, they do like the tight shot on the jury members as they do every episode, and they go right to Coach. Chrissy's face is half in it. She's not. Go back and watch. It's an unfortunate editing choice. It's very intentional, but they go right on Coach. And how could you not when he's wearing a Christmas ornament? I think that's special.
I will say the Survivors had a lot of impact on the Traders, having so many great players there, and the Traders starting to have a little bit of impact on Survivor and the jury outfits.
On the jury, yeah.
I mean, people are looking hot.
But I think the actual suit at Tribal Council, I don't know if I've ever seen a player wear a suit to on the jury. He wore a vest with no shirt on.
It's 1/8 of a suit.
It's the opposite of the suit. He was more wearing a birthday suit than a suit.